Welcome back to Montana this morning, everyone. The time is 6:45. We have a live shot for you this morning out of Plano, Texas. Major flooding going on there. Looks like they've had storms all weekend into today, and now this is the result. Some major flooding in Plano, Texas this morning. Well, let's go ahead and get to some of the day's other news. We begin with the day's top national headlines. 5 days after Hurricane Michael ripped through the Florida Panhandle, President Trump toured ravaged neighborhoods to offer support to residents and recovery workers. In Florida, the president and First Lady Melania Trump helped distribute water to victims of Hurricane Michael. The Trumps later visited Georgia, where they met with farmers whose crops were destroyed by the storm. To date, Hurricane Michael is blamed for 19 deaths from Florida to Virginia. And President Trump has won a victory in his ongoing legal battle with Stormy Daniels, the adult film actress who says they had an affair in 2006. Daniels accused the president of defaming her in an April tweet that said she was engaged in a total con job. A judge dismissed her lawsuit Monday, saying it was constitutionally protected free speech. Daniels was also ordered to pay Trump's legal fees. The ruling does not affect her other claims against the president and his former attorney, Michael Cohen. Saudi Arabia is reportedly ready to admit some level of involvement in the disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi. The Washington Post contributor was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul 2 weeks ago. CBS News has learned that the Saudi government is preparing to say that Khashoggi was accidentally killed when an interrogation went wrong. Closer to home, a Laurel School resource officer is now suspended from his job as city officials investigate allegations over sexual relationship with a 16-year-old. As of now, no criminal charges have been filed against the officer, who is now on paid leave. Laurel Superintendent Linda Filppula ordered the suspension last Friday after learning of the allegations from Q2 News. She sent a statement to our newsroom that says, in part, once the investigation being conducted by the police department is completed, the school district intends to work with the department regarding any further action that must be taken to preserve students and staff safety. In the meantime, Laurel Police Chief Rick Musson says his agency is doing an internal investigation. Laurel's Chief Administrative Officer Matthew Lurker says the alleged sexual contact between the officer and the 16-year-old happened a year and a half ago while the officer was off duty. He is not releasing the officer's name, age, or telling us if the 16-year-old is a student of the Laurel School District. Lurker says 2 Laurel police officers are handling the internal investigation, and he plans to contact an outside agency to conduct an external investigation. Deputy Attorney Chris Morris told Q2 News Friday no criminal charges have been submitted to his office, but he also noted that the legal age of consent in Montana is 16 years old. And meanwhile, a trial is likely in the case of a former Roberts School basketball coach who's accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a female student. John Payovich appeared in court Monday. This past August, Payovich pleaded not guilty in Carbon County District Court to a misdemeanor charge of endangering the welfare of a child. Payovich allegedly kissed a 15-year-old female student multiple times during the previous school year. Stillwater County Justice of the Peace Lee Cornell took over the case and appeared by video Monday after the Carbon County judge pulled himself off the case, citing a conflict. Payovich's next court date is set for January 3rd, with a tentative trial date beginning January 24th. The search continues for a Canadian man who went missing here in Billings a week and a half ago. Now his family is offering a reward for any information that could lead them to Cameron Cullen. The Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office says he was last seen October 4th. They believe he left a home on Pryor Road and started to walk toward Billings. A friend reached out to Q2 with this video of Cullen to assist in the search. Cullen's sister Julia told Q2 he was here for a former college roommate's wedding and was at a bachelor party the night he went missing. She says he has heard different stories about that night, but she was told her brother wasn't feeling well, and that may have been the reason he ended up separating from the group. Julia and her father made the drive down from Canada to help search for Cameron, and the family is now offering a $5,000 reward for any information on his whereabouts.
It's unbelievable. My family unit has been so strong, and now that this has happened, we're just kind of falling apart. We We just really want him to be found and to be okay. We just haven't found him anywhere, and we're not getting how nobody saw him or nobody can remember picking him up or anything. We want to know what happened at that party. We want to know what happened afterwards, and we want to know where he is now.
Anyone with information is asked to call the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. In other news, it appears Governor Steve Bullock overstepped his authority when he approved state payment for a large conservation easement on an eastern Montana ranch. Attorney General Tim Fox says the easement should not have been made final without approval of the state land board. The land board is composed of Fox, Bullock, State Auditor Matt Rosendale, Secretary of State Corey Stapleton, and Superintendent of Public Instruction Elsie Arnson. Rosendale, Stapleton, and Arnson voted in February to delay state payment for the $6 million easement on the Horse Creek Ranch near Glendive. But the governor decided in June to finalize the easement, which allows access for hunters and other recreational activity on the 15,000-acre property. Bullock argued that state law does not apply to easements. AG Fox admits he supports the Horse Creek easement, but says it requires land board approval.
Visited with the governor and encouraged him to exercise the considerable authority and persuasiveness that he has to work with the land board members to answer their questions, to allay their concerns. Unfortunately, the governor decided not to approach any members of the land board. I think that's unfortunate. He instead just unilaterally decided that the law overnight has changed, in which it really hasn't.
Governor Bullock's office says Fox has taken an incorrect position of law and that it will destabilize the easement process, which has helped increase public access to land in Montana. Back here in Billings, the city is hoping to make the short list of cities bidding as the U.S. Department of Agriculture considers relocating 2 of its Washington, D.C. offices. Big Sky Economic Development submitted the city's bid proposing the use of the Stillwater building in downtown Billings. The USDA needs a facility with at least 160,000 square feet, and the Stillwater fits that bill. Director of Recruitment Allison Corbin says the USDA wants to move key staff closer to its customers, and since Montana ranks top 10 in cattle, sheep, and crop production, Montana would be the perfect fit.
The idea is that they want to get closer to their customers, and they also want to see them out of Washington for quality of life reasons. So one of the big key considerations in their the application process was, are you going to offer our staff a great quality of life? You know, outdoor amenities, low commute time, and opportunities for education. And so we really checked those boxes as well.
Bozeman has also submitted a letter of interest in the relocation project that could mean an influx of as many as 600 jobs. Corbin said she expects thousands of communities will apply for consideration. A decision date has not been set. Medicare open enrollment is underway, and there are some changes this year that people need to know. Open enrollment runs through December 7th. You can receive free assistance with your Medicare application through the State Health Insurance Assistance Program. Medicare enrollment assistants say people should look closely at their plans and their options.
There are new plans, and as always, your plan can change quite a bit from one year to the next, and just because you have the information from your plan doesn't mean you have all the information about other plans that are available, and premiums can change, the medications covered can change.
Montana Senior Medicare Patrol warns scammers are already trying to steal the newly issued Medicare numbers. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks says the bear that attacked an Idaho hunter near Livingston over the weekend won't be considered a problem bear. The agency says the female bear that attacked Bob Lagasa has not shown any previous behavioral issues, and they don't have any plans to trap the animal.
We have a survey going on, a flight coming up in the next few days, and we'll be looking into that area to see if there's anything unusual. But the circumstances of this attack were relatively a normal behavior for a female grizzly with a cub. Unfortunately, the hunter startled the bear at a close distance, and this is the behavior and response that we'd expect from a bear.
Lagasa is still in Bozeman Hospital recovering from his wounds. FWP is stressing the importance of carrying bear spray, especially as hunting season gears up. And a well-deserved honor this weekend for a member of the Blackfeet tribe. Eloise Cobell was inducted into the National Native American Hall of Fame. Cobell is best known for her groundbreaking class action suit. It brought to light how the United States mismanaged trust funds that belong to more than 500,000 individual Native Americans. The government awarded a $3.4 billion settlement in the case, which remains the largest settlement in history. Cobell passed away from cancer in 2011.